今こいつを倒す。国もワール。
Remember that feeling when a massive hype train like One Piece or Attack on Titan leaves you in the dust and you whisper, I liked that before it was cool? That's the vibe. It's time to talk about the unsung heroes of anime. Think of this as your personal roast sermon hybrid on Underdog anime. Today we're counting down the top 10 Underdog anime that will hopefully make you binge watch your weekend away.
Butchie!
Bojji is so small and pure that if he walked into your room, you'd think he was lost on his way to Sesame Street. He's deaf, he can't speak properly, and everyone in the kingdom treats him like the world's most adorable paperweight. Even his own guards roast him harder than Twitter roasts bad cosplay. But here's the twist. Bojji might not be strong, but he's clever, agile, and has enough determination to make Goku look lazy. The fights aren't just about strength, they're about showcasing everyone that you don't need a booming voice or bulging muscles to be a king. He ducks, he dodges, he finds ways around enemies 10 times his size, and he does it all with a smile that'll make you want to wrap him in bubble wrap. And the emotions? Oh boy. One episode you're cheering like he just beat a Dark Souls boss, the next you're crying like your anime merch just got lost in shipping. Bojji is proof that sometimes the loudest heroes don't scream at all. They just keep moving forward until even the haters bow down. Imagine being the new transfer student in a school filled with superheroes. You'd think that you're in My Hero Academia, right? Wrong. You're in Talentless Nana, where Nana rolls up looking harmless and pink-haired, but she's actually the scariest thing in the classroom because her talent is manipulating, scheming, and stabbing you when you least expect it. This anime is basically Among Us, but with extra trauma. Everyone else has flashy powers like pyrokinesis or telepathy. Nana? She's got nothing but a smile, a sharp tongue, and a metal kill list longer than a shonen filler arc. And somehow, she makes it work. Every episode is like, oh, she's cornered this time, she can't possibly escape. Wait, never mind, she just reverse Uno'd her way out of death again. She's underestimated because she doesn't have powers, but that makes her even more deadlier. Watching her manipulate a room full of overpowered idiots is weirdly satisfying, like watching the quiet kid dominate in a group project. It's the ultimate underdog move. No flashy explosions, just brains and strategy, and a side of murder. Dark fantasy before dark fantasy was cool. Flesh-eating monsters called Yomar terrorize humanity, and the only ones who can fight them are Claymores. Half human, half Yomar women cursed to walk the line between humanity and monstrosity. Our lead, Claire, is the weakest of them all. Everyone tells her she's trash tier, but little by little, she rises, not by being the strongest, but by being the most stubborn. She finds enemies way above her league, often getting sliced up like she's auditioning for a butcher shop, but she always gets back up. Add in tragic backstories, betrayal, and the looming fear that every Claymore could snap and turn into a monster themselves, and you've got yourself an underdog story dipped in blood, tears, and heavy metal. Ippo Makunochi is the softest boy you'll ever meet. Shy, awkward, bullied daily, he's basically anime's designated punching bag. But one encounter with boxing changes his life. Suddenly, the kid who couldn't stand up for himself learns how to throw punches that sound like cannon fire. The training arcs in Ippo make every gym montage you've ever seen look like child's play. We're talking endless push-ups, brutal sparring, vomit-inducing runs, and every time he gets knocked down, he finds a way to get back up, fueled by determination, friendship, and maybe some mild brain trauma. The matches are insane. Fighters have their own gimmicks like flicker jabs, counter punches, and wild finishing moves that make boxing feel more like Dragon Ball without the ki blasts. By the end, you're shadowboxing your mirror, convinced you too could win a title if you just trained like Ippo for, I don't know, about 30 years straight. World Trigger is the anime that says, what if strategy mattered in shonen? Our hero Osamu is about as threatening as a potato. He's weak, underwhelming, and constantly overshadowed by his stronger peers. But here's the catch. Osamu uses his brain, and in a genre where most protagonists solve problems by yelling louder, I mean, that's pretty revolutionary. Aliens called neighbors invade Earth, and Border, the defense agency, fights them with sci-fi weapons called triggers. Everyone expects the flashy aces to shine, but time and time again, Osamu pulls victory out of thin air by being clever, using teamwork, and occasionally sacrificing his pride. This isn't just a one-man underdog story, it's a squad underdog story. It's like anime chess with laser beams, and every time Osamu outsmarts someone who could bench press him into paste, you'll find yourself fist pumping harder than you did during your favorite shonen fight. Did you find something to add to your list? Give this video a like so that I know you're enjoying it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more amazing content. Alright, time for the next one. Naofumi Iwatani had one job: be the shield hero. The problem? Shields aren't exactly the coolest weapons. No flashy slashes, no epic combos, just block, block, block. And in a world where style points matter, Naofumi is laughed out of the castle faster than you can say isekai. To make matters worse, he gets betrayed, slandered, and left with nothing but his bitterness and his shield. But instead of crying in a corner, Naofumi embraces the grind. He learns to turn defense into offense. He raises allies, levels up, and becomes so unbreakable that enemies start sweating just by looking at him. And when he finally turns the tables on those who doubted him, it's one of the most satisfying payoffs in isekai anime. This is underdog energy on steroids. From hated and ridiculed to the backbone of an entire kingdom's survival. Naofumi proves that sometimes the best offense really is a good defense, especially when you're swinging a shield that doubles as a monster pancake maker. In the world of Megalo Box, boxing isn't just boxing. It's gladiatorial combat with robotic gear strapped to your arms. Fighters enhance themselves with tech, punching like freight trains. Enter Junk Dog, a nobody who renames himself Gearless Joe and says, "Screw your tech, I'll fight you with my bare fists." That's right, in a sport defined by gear, he walks in with nothing but grit, guts, and a jaw made of steel. It's insane, it's suicidal, and it's glorious. Joe fights his way from underground rings to the top of the national tournament, every bout more brutal than the last. The anime oozes style. The retro art, the gritty soundtrack, the raw energy of every fight. It feels like watching an old VHS tape soaked in blood and sweat. And Joe, he's the ultimate underdog. No sponsors, no backing, no gear. Just a man, a dream, and a fist that refuses to stay down. Asuna is the anime embodiment of scream until something happens. Born without magic in a world where literally everyone else has it, he's the kid who got laughed at by his entire village. Even his childhood friend Yuno, who's basically anime's Mr. Perfect, outshines him in every way. But Asuna doesn't quit. He trains his body into a shredded machine, wields a massive anti-magic sword, and screams his way into every battle until people stop laughing and start sweating. Alongside the Black Balls, the most chaotic squad of rejects that you're ever gonna meet, Asuna turns ridicule into respect. Black Clover itself is an underdog story too. It started off mocked for being generic, but over time it grew into one of the most hype-packed shonen shows around. Deku's story is simple but powerful. In a world where 80% of people have quirks, he's born powerless, bullied, ignored and mocked. He still dreams of being a hero. When he inherits All Might's power, it doesn't magically solve everything. In fact, it nearly kills him. Every time Deku uses his quirk, he shatters his bones like a human breadstick. But that's what makes his journey so satisfying. He doesn't just get handed power, he learns to control it through endless failure and painful growth. And even when surrounded by classmates with flashier quirks, Deku keeps proving he has the heart of a hero. Say what you want about MHA being mainstream, but at its core, it's the story of an underdog who went from zero to hero. Plus, the soundtrack slaps so hard you'll be humming "You Say Run" in the shower, like you're about to save the planet. I have a full recap on MHA on ViniiTube Kai. I'll link it in the description, so do check it out.
僕のヒーローアカデミア。
これは僕が最高のヒーローになるまでの物語だ。
端末が熱くて頭が出せる。俺に任せろ。おい、なんでミスターは。
This is the underdog story that breaks you. David Martinez is a poor kid in Night City, a place where money is power and the weak are crushed without mercy. He starts with nothing, no fancy cyberware, no family, no future. But through sheer desperation, he claws his way into the world of mercenaries, upgrading himself piece by piece until he's a walking arsenal. And yet, no matter how hard he fights, Night City always looms, ready to devour him. That's what makes this show hit so hard, you know. It's not just about the rise, it's about the inevitable fall. David embodies the ultimate underdog, someone who pushes beyond his limits, knowing full well the city doesn't let people like him win. The style is insane, the action is breathtaking, and the ending, is gonna wreck you. And that's our list. 10 badass underdog anime that clawed their way from the bottom to the top. If you enjoyed this hype fest, smash that like button and subscribe. Let me know in the comments which of these underrated gems blew your mind. Give the video a like and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.